Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Magomed Ankalaev slams biggest chicken Alex Pereira for his call-out of UFC middleweight champion Dricus Du Plessis. Moving on, Dricus Du Plessis explains why he gifted Israel Adesanya a jacket after UFC 305 title fight. Lastly, Dricus Du Plessis reacts to Alex Pereira wanting UFC middleweight return. UFC light heavyweight contender Magomed Ankalaev has slammed divisional champion Alex Pereira for calling out Dricus Du Plessis. As we know, Alex Pereira is the reigning king of the UFC light heavyweight division. He's also set to return later this year to defend the crown against Khalil Rountree. It comes on the heels of an incredible year thus far for him, in which he has knocked out Jamal Hill and Yuri Prohaska to retain the belt. Of course, someone who has been calling for a shot for a while is Magomed Ankalaev. He'll take on Aleksandar Rakic at UFC 308, with many believing he should have been given a title shot against Pereira. However, that hasn't come to fruition. Instead, Pereira declared after UFC 305 that he's interested in moving back down to middleweight. If he did, he'd be challenging Dricus Du Plessis for the UFC middleweight championship. Here's what he said. Alex Pereira, biggest chicken in the UFC. He call out guys middleweight. He 40-pound more than them. I am the only guy he doesn't even mention my name. I promise I'm gonna handle my business in October, and I'm gonna knock you out under 2 rounds. There's no denying that this would be an incredible contest if it were to happen. Alas, while both men may have other business to attend to, something tells us we're going to get this collision in the near future. Do you believe we will see Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev at some point in the next 12 months? If it does happen, who do you back to win the fight and why? UFC middleweight champion Dricus Du Plessis has explained why he gifted a jacket to Israel Adesanya after UFC 305. Last weekend, Dricus Du Plessis successfully retained his UFC middleweight championship. He did so by submitting Israel Adesanya in a fight that was incredibly even for almost 4 rounds. It was a back-and-forth affair, and at times it seemed like Adesanya had the advantage. Alas, Du Plessis was able to dig deep and pull out the kind of performance he needed to win. Afterwards, he shared a nice moment with Adesanya backstage. In the post-fight press conference, Dricus had the following to say about their interaction. To give him that jacket was a reminder, a token of appreciation and a thank you for this. It's a memory for me. It's such a massive moment in my life fighting a great fighter like Israel Adesanya. I brought the jacket to specifically give it to him before the fight. It was going to be win or lose, I was going to give him that because he said he wants to fight warriors from all the lands, and I respect that, and I wanted to give him that as a token of appreciation of fighting and giving me that amazing fight and bringing the best out of me, and also as something to remember this magic moment of an All-Africa main event. UFC 305 has wrapped up, and Alex Pereira certainly got people talking after Dricus Du Plessis defeated Israel Adesanya. Pereira was watching closely when Du Plessis put the UFC middleweight championship at stake against Adesanya. The two collided inside the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia for an exciting title clash. Du Plessis maintained his hold on the gold with a 4th-round submission finish. After the fight, UFC light heavyweight champion Pereira posted an interesting message on social media. Pereira vowed to return to 185 pounds, a move that Du Plessis cautions against. During the UFC 305 post-fight press conference, Dricus Du Plessis said that while Alex Pereira can move back down to 185 pounds if he chooses, he can already hear the excuses. Here's what he said. I honestly don't think Alex Pereira should drop down to 185. If he wants to, great, perfect. But then we're going to hear the excuses. I saw Izzy stiff that man in the 1st round. I felt Izzy's punching power tonight. Izzy has great timing, he's fast, he's long, and he has great combinations, but I felt the power. If Izzy stiffens you like that, you do not want to be in there with me, especially not when you've got to come in there with the excuses, oh, I cut too much weight. That's going to happen. Everybody's going to say it. As far as who Du Plessis is more likely to fight next, the UFC matchmakers aren't short on options. A rematch between Du Plessis and Sean Strickland is certainly on the table. There's also the winner of a scheduled October matchup between Robert Whittaker and Khamzat Chimaev. What do you think? Will Alex Pereira move to the middleweight division to face Dricus Du Plessis? Share your opinion in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.